if I'm going to make another video after today. So this is just a video to encourage somebody. I was going through before I continue, my office is close to the street, so you will be hearing a lot of beeping and a lot of horning and a lot of cars passing by, so I apologize for that noise. So let me go into the video. So I was going through my pictures, right, and I saw some of the pictures I took when I was in pharmacy school in Central University. I studied Bachelor of Pharmacy in Central before studying law, and I was just looking at the progress I have made so far, and it's been, I was beaming with smiles when I was looking at those old pictures, looking at the growth and how I have developed in the past years. And I just want to make this video to encourage somebody. Maybe you are at the verge of quitting a certain career you are in and you are not sure if you should still go for it, or maybe you want to do something but then you are thinking that, is this what I really want and all that. I think this is a video for you, so I hope you stay till I'm done. I'm hoping that this wouldn't be like 10 minutes because I have to rush back. Yes, so I went to senior high. I went to Ofuipin Senior High School. I studied science, and then my grades were fairly okay, so I went to Central University to study pharmacy. And just for your information, since I was a child, I was a talkative. I always liked to argue. I like to advocate for people who haven't even sent me. So I wanted to be a lawyer. But then due to certain reasons, I did science in senior high and then I went to study pharmacy. So we went for matriculation, and I'm going to try to put in some pictures from matriculation from Central. Like I'll be putting in pictures as I speak. Yes. So matriculation was interesting. I met a number of my mates from senior high. I met some that I knew from JHS. I met new people, and I think we started class before matriculation, so I had some mates I was speaking to and all that. So it was a nice thing. And then we're all excited. We're in pharmacy school, wearing lab coats and going to the lab and doing lab reports and all those things. So it was exciting. And yes, and I had a good support system when I was in Central. I had people that were helping with my academics. Derek, Darlene, Linda. Linda helped me so well in level 400. Linda, God bless you. Darlene, God bless you. Vivian, Emanuela, Kejina, Ned, Catherine, I'm trying to remember, Senaki, a lot of them. There were people that I could just call that, Charlie, I'm not understanding this topic, and then they would just help me through it. I have a lot of pictures that has Ned inside, so I'm going to try and then put all of those pictures as well in. So I had a good support system, so it's not that I didn't have a support system to study. But then after my degree, I didn't graduate with my mates because I had a few issues. I settled all of that. I was able to do my service with my mates. I did my service at Ifya Kwanta Regional Hospital in Takoradi. So I was in Takoradi. It was exciting. I mean, when I started my service, I was taking pictures here and there. I don't know what that bed wants to do, but like, I'm just hoping you can hear me. So it was exciting. I was taking pictures. We were taking on ward rounds and all that. The whole experience was nice. I mean, you walking in the hospital, hey, I'm a doctor. Like once you're wearing a lab coat, oh yeah, doctor, and all that. So it was very interesting. And I mean, I was in the OPD, so after 1 month, I was tired. Like the whole thing was just draining me. I wasn't excited. There were times that I was struggling to even dress up to go to work because I mean, I'm going to sit there and say, Mama, I'm I'm sorry. I mean, that was the part of hospital pharmacy I was doing. I was in the OPD, so I mean, it was just the dispensing and telling people what they have to do, and it was at a point it was annoying because there are people you be explaining things to, and they'll be like, "Oh, mommy, I don't know my father." That there were a whole lot of stories. Probably I would make videos to talk about my service period later on. Yes, so I was tired of OPD, and then I think we had to switch departments, and then I went to the ARV or ART clinic, that's HIV clinic, and I enjoyed it. So I stayed there till I finished. Even when they wanted to switch me, I still maintained that I wanted to be there. Just that I think at a point I was doing accident in emergency for, I think, afternoon shift or something. I don't remember, but then I used to go to A&E, and then like after HIV clinic, I'd go to the A&E pharmacy. So it was nice. I mean, at that point. And then I started doing community pharmacy. We had to come to Osu to do some registration and stuff. And then we went back to wherever we were doing our service, and we started community pharmacy. And then I was still in the hospital. So I realized even during community too, it was still the same thing. The excitement was not there. I mean, I was talking to people trying to see if they could help me pinpoint like what could excite me, but like that's one mistake I made. I had to look into myself and really understand if that was a space I wanted to be in. So fast forward, I signed up for the Central Leadership Program. Shout out to CLP. And I was given a mentor, and through the mentor I have a lot of conversations with her. And when we spoke, I talked to her about the way how I was confused about what to do next after service and all that. And we had a very lengthy conversation, and after that I realized that I had to actually search myself, search my soul, try to understand myself better and know where exactly I want to be, because pharmacy wasn't working for me. So I finished my service, I came back to Accra. I came like in November. My mates were, I think they were already writing the license, or they were about to write or something. So clearly I wasn't going to write. I had to find an excuse to give my parents. I mean, maybe my dad would watch this video. So yes, I found an excuse for him that, oh, I'll write it next year. And I knew that I didn't want to write it. So I think after that was 2019. So 2019 and then 2020 COVID happened. So before COVID happened, I was just trying to get money to start school. And now I was looking at doing a master's in maybe chemistry or phytochem or something, because my project work in pharmacy school was using a plant material on worms, and I think it was quite interesting for me. So I was looking at going into pharmacy, like chemistry, the chemistry part of it, yeah, phytochemistry or probably chemistry itself. So I was like, I had to look for money. So I started learning like social media marketing, doing a lot of courses. That's not what I'm discussing today. So I did digital marketing for a while, and I earned some money. So at a point, I took courses in human rights, gender equality. I was taking courses in advocacy and all that, and I was like, but then this was something I wanted to do for me, Fancy. And I started an initiative in Central called Ladies for Change. We used to go to schools to educate them, and I did something like that during my service. And I remember that planning it and everything was so exciting for me. So I was like, well, why don't I go back to the pharmacy I wanted to do in the first place? So that was what happened. And then I was like, okay, fine, I was going to study pharmacy. I mean, there were lots of things that happened in between that. But then, just to cut it short, I decided to do law. So I posted on Facebook and LinkedIn that I needed recommendations for schools that I could study an LLB degree in Ghana. And the top suggestions were Mount Crest and University of Ghana. So I decided to go to Mount Crest. And I went, I bought the forms. The application was very easy, but then, the time we had to start, I didn't apply early, so I had to join the next cohort. And it was, I wanted to just start very fast. So I remember that I was always calling the school to find out when are we starting class and all that. And I had to move from Kaswa to stay in Osu because Mount Crest is at Kanda, so I'm doing an advert on Mount Crest. Mount Crest is at Kanda around overhead office. So if you want to study law, you can come to Mount Crest. You would never regret it. So I moved and I started law, and just for like, should I say 2 weeks now, I have been reflecting on pharmacy, because I've been seeing Google Photos reminds me of some of the pictures I took years back, and I've seen pictures of me posting about me going to some industries. I'm going to put the pictures here, some industries, and I was so happy. Doing community pharmacy, I was taking selfies, smiling and doing all the faces and the gestures, and I look back and I look at my progress currently in law school, which I'm making the grades, I'm doing my best, and I realized that the skills that I gained from pharmacy, I mean, I don't know if I would ever decide to write a license. I don't know. I don't want to say never because I can't tell. But as of now, I don't think that's something I want to even pursue. Going to write the license now. So I think there's something I've written that studying pharmacy before law, I mean, there have been times that I used to, when I started law and law was becoming exciting, I was regretting why I didn't study law first. And today I was just thinking, and this is something that just occurred to me and I want to share. So I realized that studying pharmacy before law has given me an edge and unique perspectives through my legal studies and research, because I have skills like paying attention to details. See, when you are doing a report and then they will say that pour 11 mils and you exceed the 11 by 5, it's like you've spotted the whole, like the whole the whole lab, you spot everything. So I pay attention to details too much that when I'm reading reading these cases, trying to understand certain principles and all that, it gives me like my eyes are wide open, and I think critically. Like there are things that I can read. Let's say I'll read a case and then I'll find out there's actually this principle that can be derived out of this case, and I'll go and find out, and then it actually is. So reading pharmacy before law, although it's made the process long, I mean, probably by now I would have finished my caller or something, because I started pharmacy in 2014. So by now, all things being equal, I would have been a lawyer. But then the process and me going through pharmacy before law, it has really helped me. And then I also wrote, I think one of the skills I've also developed is resilience, because I remember that when I finished my service and I wanted to do law, I had a whole lot of, and you've studied pharmacy for 4 years, you're going to stop and go and do another thing, a whole lot of things. But then I just realized that no, this is what I want to do. And when I started, I have represented Marchquest for
is Ama Odamio from Marchquest University College, and we are representing Marchquest in this year's JSOP 2022 Ghana qualifying rounds. And this is our first time in the JSOP Meet competition, and we believe that we prepared ourselves enough, and we are waiting to meet the other teams as well, and we hope that the best team wins.
Philip C. Jessup International Moot Competition, the Ghana qualifying rounds. I was a first year student. I hadn't done public international law, but then I was able to represent my school. My school placed third in Ghana. I currently intern at a law firm. I have been able to, I've done a lot of online courses. I've been on a lot of panels. I've trained people. I've done a lot of things, and I look back and I'm like, it's good. I mean, it's exciting, and it's amazing how transferable skills are. You see, sometimes you think that I've studied this and it's not really, like, I can't change it to this. The point is that regardless of the fact that you think that what you studied would not be, I mean, I don't practice pharmacy, so I understand and I appreciate the importance of me studying pharmacy before law, because like my brain is like wide opened. Not to say that those that read law as a first degree don't have their brains wide open. This is just peculiar to me, and probably to someone who is also looking at maybe they studying a certain course and they thinking that they changing from that course to another. I wanted this to be 10 minutes, but it's exceeding, I'm sorry. So I just want to cut this short. I want to encourage anybody at all who is watching this video. As I said, this wasn't planned, and I just decided to do this to encourage somebody. So if you have something on your heart, something you want to do, not necessarily schooling, maybe there's a talent you have, there's something that you want to do for yourself and you are not getting the approval from whoever you think you need approval from, find a way. I'm on a scholarship in my school, so I pay very little fees. Not too little, but I pay little fees. I cater for myself. I have to fend for myself. I mean, if I did pharmacy, by now I would be getting some money. But then the whole point is that if you have something you want to do, make sure that you are financially stable enough and you've gotten to a point where you know that, okay, this course I want to study, okay, I can get a scholarship for it, so let me apply for a scholarship rather. Or this course I need to get money, or this trade I want to do, or this business I want to venture into, I need some money to do it. So just go for it. Life is too short to do anything that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't excite you, that doesn't give you some tingly feeling. Just find ways, start analyzing, start discussing with yourself. I'm saying discussing because we don't have discussions with ourselves. We always want to take people's opinions, people's perspectives, but then discuss with yourself, have a conversation with yourself. Think about your skills, think about your strengths. You can even do a SWOT analysis of yourself. Find out what your strengths are and if that career or that business you want to do fits into your career very well. And I believe that you'll be very fine and you do so well. Thank you very much for watching the video up to this point. If you watch this point, God bless you. I don't know if I'll be able to do this video again, because I mean there are a whole lot of things that are going on around me. I'm starting school. I'm starting second year next week. I have to be working and schooling and all that, so I don't get time to even stand in front of the camera to even take selfies. So, but then I'm hoping that this video has been helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching to this end. God bless you. Bye.